Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, Chase Hukel, and I'm working on something that I think will be really cool, and that is for Halloween, for the whole month of October, I'm gonna watch a whole bunch of movies that I've never seen before, and maybe a couple movies that I have seen, movies that I really enjoy, like The Thing, or maybe They Live, which I love those movies. Those are such good films. But the first one that I really want to open this up with is, I think I'm gonna do like one per week, or I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But what I want to do is, for this first one, a movie that I've never seen before for October, is American Psycho. Never seen it before. I've seen the memes like the ooh, or the hey Paul, or the what is it? Oh, I can't remember. I can't remember. I've seen a couple of memes from it, but I'm excited to see this movie. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I didn't know Jared Leto was in it, and I only just now found that out because I saw like a little bit of like the opening credits. But what I want you to do is, I want you to keep watching because this will be like a two-parter. I'm gonna splice these two videos together. So this is me not knowing anything about it before watching it, and then I'm gonna make a video after I've seen it, and I think that'll be really cool. Okay, let's finish this movie. And we're back. Hey everybody, it's me, Chase again. So, I just now... Well... Anyway, I just now finished American Psycho, and I thought it was great. I actually I didn't just finish it. I actually finished it a couple of days ago, and I just wanted to take a couple days to talk about it. Sorry, to think about it, because I wanted to talk about it right. Because I think this movie is amazing. I think it's really good. One second. There we go. I think this movie is great. I love Christian Bale's acting in this movie. I love how well he plays a psychotic killer, much like the Joker, which is ironic considering Christian Bale also played Batman. So, in this movie, it features Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman, which is funny because it reminds me of Batman, who is a homicidal maniac, but he never gets caught. And that's what I think is really interesting about the movie. There's this scene at the end of the movie, well, close to the end, where, also, spoiler alert, okay? Stop watching if you don't want spoilers, but, there's a scene at the end of the movie where Patrick runs into the wrong, building, shoots up a bunch of people, he, attempts to shove a cat into an ATM, which was weird, because I thought of that as that's what's going on inside of his head. And then he shoots a lady, blows up a couple of cops, runs into a building, shoots a janitor, shoots a bunch of people, runs up, gives a phone call to his lawyer, and then the next day, I think, is that when he runs into his lawyer at a bar. And earlier in the movie, Patrick just chops the head off of Jared Leto's character, Paul Allen. And it's insane because he's like, you like Huey Lewis and the News? And, what is it? I think it was in 84 that was released, but I could be wrong. Anyway, in 1984, Huey Lewis released this. A song so catchy, a lot of people don't even listen to the lyrics, but they should. And I absolutely love just how he's going through and explaining all this 80s music, because I am a huge fan of 80s music, and listening to somebody else describe 80s music, I'm like, hey, I get it. And then he goes into homicidal maniac rampage, and I'm like, oh, I don't get it. I get the fact he's a friggin' psycho in this movie. It's kind of in the title, American Psycho. I just don't get why he's even doing the things that he's doing. But it gets to a point where he admits to killing Paul Allen. He gets to eating the brain. He admits to eating some of the brains of hookers, killing call girls and escorts, etc., etc. Personally, I find the scene where he drops a chainsaw on a lady absolutely insane. okay, visually, well done. That was like one of like the coolest shots in the film, but also friggin' terrifying. Can you imagine just like trying to escape from a homicidal maniac and all of a sudden, good movie, good movie. But the part that I really enjoy is that ending, where he's sitting in the restaurant and he just talked with his lawyer, and his lawyer doesn't even recognize him. He goes, Mom, come on, Patrick Bateman, that guy's such a loser. And then he's like, dude, I'm Patrick Bateman. You're my lawyer. Don't you recognize me? I killed Paul Allen. I killed Paul Allen. And he's like, well, that's impossible. How is that impossible? Because I just had dinner with Paul Allen in London 2 days ago. And that's the point where I'm like, okay, so did anything in the movie actually happen? Or did it not? Sorry, did it happen or did it not happen? Because there's some serious implications on either side if it did or didn't. If it did happen, it makes the ending even crazier, where he's talking about how it had his pain. He wants to get caught. He wants to go to jail. That's interesting in its own, because that shows that he's so messed up in the head that he wants to go to jail or something like that. I think that's what he wants, is to be captured, to know people to know that he's the guy that did this. I think. Okay? But if it didn't happen, which I think is more interesting, is if it, didn't actually happen, he's just drawing all this stuff in his little calendar notebook, where he's drawing all this crazy homicidal maniac rape, sex stuff. It's insane. If it didn't happen, it was all just in his head, I think that's a little bit more interesting, especially with a title such as American Psycho. To me, this shows that he spent all of this time thinking that this stuff happened, running around doing all this crazy stuff, when in actuality, Paul Allen may be still perfectly fine, and things like that. I think that may be a little bit more interesting, but I might be reading a little bit too much into it. One thing that I do want to talk about, though, is just the character of Patrick Bateman. I just love the character himself, because I think he has a bit of a... what is it? He's very full of himself, which I think is important to the character. Especially since how, in the beginning of the movie, he's talking about his daily routine, how he takes, puts the ice pack on his face, takes a shower, does his yoga, goes through his whole daily routine of how he keeps good care of himself. And it's very, very interesting, because it shows how much he thinks of himself as better than everybody else. There's the scene where he has the two hookers, and he's looking at himself in the mirror going, and that, which it's a bit of a subtle detail, but I picked up on it because it made me think, okay, this guy thinks of himself as so much better than everybody else that he can't help but even just look at himself in the mirror like, yeah, I'm the man, and then I'm gonna stab somebody. What? Or shoot somebody in the head with a nail gun, which I'll probably get on that later, but just the character of Patrick he has a bit of what I think is an inferiority complex, where he thinks that he's so much better than everybody else. He cannot stand it when somebody either touches him or touches his stuff. He absolutely just has to be he just has to be the best. And I don't mean best as in like terms of like character. I mean like the best as in I'm the best looking, I'm the strongest, look at me. Like with the business card scene, which is what led to Paul Allen's supposed demise. I'm gonna say Paul Allen's demise, because that murder scene was insane, kind of the point. But when it goes into the business card scene, we're like, ooh, yes, nice. Let's see Paul Allen's card. And then it just absolutely drives Patrick crazy, because Paul Allen's business card was so much better than Paul Allen's business card was so much better than Patrick Bateman's, even though all of their cards look pretty pretty much the same, which is kind of the point. The point is that all of these people are so much the same, right? It's only Patrick that picks up on just like the minor details, like the, whoa, look at that subtle off-white coloring. Oh, it even has a watermark. Like seriously, who cares? It's just a business card. Like, hey, here's my name. At least that's what I get from it. I don't know. I don't do that much with business cards, but who knows? Maybe that actually is very important with big business. I don't know. I could be wrong. But when it gets to that point, and then there's the scene again where it kind of reflects that, where there's the other scene of the business card, and Patrick goes in, he's about to strangle the guy in the bathroom. And I think that plays into the inferiority complex a lot. There's also the scene in there where the hooker that gets killed by the chainsaw is trying to run away and kicks Patrick in the face. There's a important part in there where he just screams, "Not the face!" And I think that's also important because in the beginning of the movie, he takes good care of himself. Don't touch the Rolex. I'm sorry, don't touch the watch. Stuff like that, which I think is very interesting. There's that whole scene with the nail gun, which I thought was interesting because that nail gun would use an air compressor, and I didn't hear any air compressing, so I thought that was kind of odd. But that's just me reading too much into it, I think. I like this movie. It's really good. It's one of those movies that really, really makes you think. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend that you watch it. Probably not appropriate for little kids. There's a lot of murder, sex, cocaine, nightclubs, etc., etc. So if you're gonna watch it, it's more of an adult movie. Don't let your kids watch it. I think this movie was great. I'm gonna give it a 8.5 out of 10. Not a 10 out of 10. I'm saving that for my actual favorite movies, but 8.5 is pretty high. So I think that's pretty good. There were some parts that I didn't quite like about the movie, but I thought it was really, really good. Anyway, thank you, and have a great day. If you liked this video, don't forget to smash that like button. If you didn't like it, well, leave a comment below for a civil discussion. Anyway, don't forget to share a couple of my videos with your friends, because I'm sure they'll like it. But thanks, and have a great day.